11th regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Trustees. Roll call. Mr. Johnson. Mr. Norcross.
Present.
Mr. Payne. Present. C. Here. Ms. Shelton Bay. Here. Ms. Bowie.
Present.
And I'm present. We have quorum. Thank you, Mr. Gross. At this time, item 1C, approval of agenda. I'll entertain a motion. So moved. Support. Moved by Shelton Bay, supported by Payne. Questions, concerns, comments? Roll call. Mr. Norcross.
Yes.
Mr. Payne.
Yes.
Mr. C. Yes. Ms. Shelton Bay.
Yes.
Ms. Bowie.
Yes.
I'm also voting yes. Mr. Johnson? Motion carried. Thank you, Mr. Gross. Item 1D, Alcott School presentation. Dr. Burke.
Thank you very much, Mr. C. and members of the Board of Education. And I will continue an effort to present what we would consider exemplary practices in our school. I'd like to turn this matter over to our Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction, Ms. Deborah Clark.
Thank you, Dr. Burke. Good evening.
Good evening.
It is my pleasure to present tonight just one individual, Shaquila Johnson, who's going to tell you about how the students at Alcott Elementary School demonstrate one of our student learning outcomes. So Shaquila, I turn the program over to you.
Good evening. Good evening, Dr. Burt, Board of Education members, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight it's our pleasure to acquaint you with Alcott Elementary School. We will share some highlights of who we are and what we are doing. As Alcott strives to improve, the staff follows a plan based on your needs. The plan at Alcott follows many of the ideas called choice theory, written about by Dr. William Glasser. Choice theory tells us that all our behavior is our best attempt to meet our 5 basic needs.
Love belonging. We all need to love and be loved by others. We all need to feel we belong to our family, our class, our school, and we all need friends. Power. We all need positive power. Power is being able to do things like read and write. Power is being listened to. Only way we don't feel like we have positive power is when we use negative power. Then we try to power over other people. Freedom. We all have the need to make choices. Fun. Yes, it's a human need. Survival. We all need food, clothing, shelter, and protection as school district safety.
Those things which meet our basic needs are part of our quality world. Each person's quality world is different. Your quality world is like a photo album of pictures of those things which met your needs. For students to learn a lot, for students to do their best work, teachers' learning activities must be in our quality world.
Dr. Glasser says there are 3 conditions of quality to have a quality school. They are warm and caring environment, meaningful and useful learning, and self-evaluation. If these qualities were met, we would have a school like the place in this poem.
A people place. If this is not where my spirit can take wing, where do I go to fly? If this is not where tears are understood, where do I go to cry? If this is not where my questions can be Alcott member donates backpacks and gift certificates for door prizes. The PTA provides treats. This year, about 25% of our families came and had a great time.
Parent sharing is another attempt to build positive relationships with parents. Every parent is scheduled to see his or her child's teacher on a day within the first 3 weeks of school. The purpose is to give parents the chance to share their concerns, hopes, and special information about their child with the teacher. The teacher's only job is to listen. The last 2 years' attendance has been about 50%.
The Alcott notebook was put together 2 summers ago. It is full of activities designed to create a warm and caring environment in each classroom. Teachers use many of these activities. Teachers to help students learn the 5 basic needs and the quality world idea. Class meetings. Class meetings are very important at Alcott. They are held several times a week in each classroom. They are used to solve problems, to plan activities, and to give students the chance to share and hear ideas. They help to build the feelings of belonging in the class. For example, we like class meetings. In our class meetings, we talk together. We talk about good things, like when our teachers says we done a good job on our work. We talk about bad things, like some skills. And we talk about fun things over the weekend. We talk about what we can do better. We help them solve problems. We sit with them. That's the bourgeois. Bourgeois, you talk. When you don't, you listen to each other. At Alcott, disagreements are seen as problems to be solved, not as discipline problems, as long as no violence is involved. Solving disagreements is what we encourage at Alcott instead of using violence. Students should learn strategies for problem solving, and adults help them find solutions instead of forcing a solution on them. For example, when we have a problem, we go to the peace corner. First, stop, pull up. Second, talk and listen. Third, think of ways to solve the problem. Fourth, choose ideas that you both like. And when you're done, sign your name. The ABC room is a place where kids go to solve problems. These are problems that happen out in the classroom. They may have happened on the playground or outside. There is a teacher assistant in the ABC room who helps them find a solution. ABC stands for a better choice.
The second condition of quality is meaningful and useful learning. If a student is shown how something is useful to them, they will be more excited about learning. If a lesson includes something kids are interested in, they will be more motivated. Here are some examples.
We are learning about numbers. When we learned about expanded form, we used check writing as a tool for learning. This is a check I wrote for Mr. Rubin. In expanded form, it is $15,264.50. In written form, it is the same thing, but you have to write the problem in words. And it's $15,264.50. Would you A Venn diagram shows how things are the same.
You can use it to compare anything in our class. We use a Venn diagram to find out what we like.
I like young country music, basketball, Ricky Martin, and Cool.
I like football, playing games, yo-yos, books. We both like games, Nintendo, pizza, Figo, Pokemon first.
We are learning about city government. I was elected to be mayor of my class.
All right.
We discussed the problems we saw in our city. Then we wrote about ways to fix them. There is not enough food for the poor people. There is not enough places to play outside in our city. There are too many stray pets in our city. There's too much litter in our city. Now we are using our writer's workshop to write letters to the real mayor.
All right.
We are learning about people all around the world. We can say good morning in different languages. China, ni hao man. Germany, good morning. Mexico, buenos dias. France, bonjour. Laos, sabaydi.
The third condition of quality is self-evaluation. When students are doing quality work, it is because they know how to evaluate their work and recognize quality. The same is true for behavior. Students can act responsibly if they know how to evaluate their own behavior. Staff members, including Mr. Rubin, are constantly self-evaluating too. The following are examples of self-evaluation at Alcott. Whenever someone commits a violent act, they must work with their parents, their teachers, and the principal to complete the contract. On the contract, they write out what the student wanted and how he could have gotten it in a safe way. Together, they set up a plan to help the student make better choices the next time. He must self-evaluate his behavior each day for a week.
All right.
Rubik's time for net Alcott. Each of the list of criteria for how something should look or how something should be done. Students rate their writing based on a writing rubric, making sure they include all necessary items in their work. Classes write rubrics for how they should move through the hall. Then they evaluate how they did. These are just two examples of how we use rubrics. At Alcott, students are encouraged to redo tests and work until they master the content, gotten the grade they want. But they're not forced to do it. They must self-evaluate and make the decision. At the end of each marking period, students self-evaluate their citizenship. Instead of the teacher deciding who is a good citizen, we decide for ourselves. We use a rubric to decide which peace award we have earned. It could be one of these three: peacemaker, peacekeeper, or peace seeker.